Welcome to BS session 139. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't go. Welcome to ELR on the prairies. Oh, give me a home where the no, do the
Stop
video.
it. Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
But some of these bullets, as you saw, have an incendiary device on the tip of it, which is a heat-seeking device.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to your weekly dose of BS, the Holistically Speaking podcast.
Well, good evening, gentlemen.
It is the
Hello,
evening.
Kurt.
You guys are lively as hell.
I'm trying to match your tempo, buddy.
I was gonna say no more so than you, Kurt.
No, that's true. I'm back up in the promised land, wasting my life seemingly.
What was the promise? You got promised.
Yeah. This is my promise. I promise to pay. All right.
I'm glad I can get you into the sport to help.
Welcome to
with that.
BS session 139. Say that again.
But I'm glad I could help get you into the sport to save you some money.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty lucrative for me. Yeah. At what, $6 or $7 a round?
Yeah, but don't you only fire like 30?
No, some of us only fire 13.
There you go.
The majority of us.
Or don't even get there.
We can get into it. We should
All
pay some
right.
bills, though, for you.
Yeah, we should. So, among our featured sponsors tonight, the first being Callsign 66, Canada's best rifle training. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Book a course now at callsign66.ca and follow them on Instagram at callsign66, spelled out, and on Facebook at C/S66.
And we're also brought to you by Ribstone Gunsmithing. Craftsmanship done right. Contact Oscar at ribstonegunsmithing.ca and breathe life back into any firearm. Oscar now has a previously new book out titled Rust Bluing in the 21st Century. You can find that on Amazon.
Once new.
It's still new to you.
Now it is true enough. We're here also with the help of March Scopes Canada. The Dion Optical Design line of rifle scopes is a scope for all your hunting and shooting needs. Find Doug and Niza at marchscopes.ca. Doug and Niza are on sale a March FX 5-42 by 56 High Master. It's a wide-angle tactical with illuminated reticle and locking turrets. Now, this scope was Doug lent it to the podcast for a while. We used it to do some evaluation and took it to a few PRS matches. It's on sale right now. Regular price. Where'd you put that, Mike? Regular price is around $6,000. I know, but I'm dealing with one screen here. Got me some slack here. As Mike says, normally this would run you a crisp 60 Robert Bordens. That doesn't really compute. Or $5,319. So I'm not, your math is weird, mechanic.
Exchange rate. Inflation.
On sale for $4,600. That's $4,600. Not quite 60 Robert Bordens. Significant savings there. You can have a look at the scopes on sale at marchscopes.ca. They have a unique section there for scopes on sale. It's in there. I'm not sure. It wasn't any current member of the podcast that mounted the scope, so it has very faint ring marks and a little scuff on one of the turrets. So hence the sale price. Great scope, great deal on that one. And that's all I've got to say about that.
That's definitely not what I wrote. I did rewrite it. I know.
I improvised. Yeah.
You did. You did. We all do. And we're also
Sorry.
brought to you by Apex Optics. This episode of the Ballistically Speaking podcast is brought to you by Apex Optics. Championship winning glass built for shooters by shooters. Whether you're hammering stages in a precision rifle match, glassing game in the Rockies, or running drills at the range, Apex delivers the edge you need when it matters most. From our Hunter and Rival rifle scopes to the Edge LVPO and championship grade red dots, every optic is engineered with uncompromising precision and tested under real-world conditions by some of the best shooters in the game. And it doesn't just stop at optics. Apex just launched the new Hunter 30mm rings, Onyx 34mm competition rings, purpose-built for strength, ruggedness, and an absolute uncompromising repeatability. Confidence starts with your glass and your setup. Step up to Apex Optics and experience the Apex advantage. Follow them at apexoptics.co and see why world champions, hunters, and competitors around the world trust Apex to get them on target. I rewrote.
Okay, so let's yeah, I see that. Let's resolve to maybe if we're gonna spruce up some of the sponsors' ad reads, we should maybe look at them all. Especially considering that there's one sitting right in front of us right now.
Well, we're getting them. Why don't you tell them about? Tell everyone.
We'll
about
get them. Now, the fine gentleman, at least one of them, sitting in front of you on your screen right now, represents EM Precision Rifles, who have been with us from the start, the first iteration of this podcast. Steve and Shane, and I suppose John, since you're sitting there, thank you very much for your support all these years, all these episodes, all the ups and downs, all the criticisms and the Rouse, why the fuck didn't you do X?
We never say things like that.
I'm only human, man. Anyway, EM Precision Rifles in Vegreville, Alberta, building Canada's finest precision rifles. Find Shane and Steve on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website at emprifles.ca.
And we're also brought to you by Bolt Action Coffee, bringing specialty coffee to the precision shooting world. Order coffee and merchandise at boltactioncoffee.com.
Coffee. It's the greatest coffee you'll ever find.
The greatest coffee you'll ever need.
And Odell Engineering. Pick up a Canuck shotgun, Bergara rifle, and Apex ammunition from your local distributor and tell them Phil sent you. Look them up on Instagram, Facebook, and on their website at odellengineeringltd.com.
And of course, we have Sterling Arms International, home of the R18 Mark III and the R9 Mark I. They may be down, but they are not out yet. Stay tuned on the latest updates on the battle to get the R9 back.
And check out Derek's video that he just put out recently about his thoughts on the possibilities of that particular rifle getting clawed back from the dirty mouth of the Canadian government. All right, getting past that. Don't want to dwell too much. We'll probably bring it up several times again. But anyway, we have a draw going on right now for 338 Lapua, custom built by EM Precision Rifles. It's a Curtis Custom Helix action with a 30-inch IBI barrel, custom EM Precision muzzle brake, and a special EM Precision branded trigger text. I have Go Switch in there. That's lame. It's a trigger. Trigger Tech trigger. EM Precision branded Trigger Tech trigger. Did I mention this trigger? It's also it's a custom built, fully laminate stock by Rifles Refined out in Ontario. Entries are $20 each. Can be sent to info@bspodcast.ca. Make sure to include your email address and phone number in the comments of that EMT so we know how to get a hold of you should you be the lucky winner. Draw will happen once we've received 500 entries. We're about halfway there. And apparently you people haven't been paying attention because we haven't seen much for sales lately. Get on it.
There we go. Nicely done.
Thank you.
You did good. Kurt, why are we here?
Why are we here? Well, we do this.
And not
thing every
philosophically
Saturday.
tonight. We do.
Oh. Well, I was gonna roll right into the meaning of life.
No, we did that enough last episode.
Yeah, we kind of did. Actually, you know what? It's very stimulating. I was stimulated. Envision that. Just take a moment and picture that. Me stimulated.
I was there. I didn't have to picture it.
How did you contain your awesomeness with that?
It's tough. It's a daily grind, Steve. You got to work at it all the time. It can easily get out of hand. I'm telling you.
I can see that with you.
Yeah. You're not the first to say it.
Probably won't be the last, right?
Well, I don't know. I think my awesome tank is running a bit low. I maintain that humans were never designed to live this long.
I agree.
Any other time in history, the lion would have got me a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't need to hear that. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
This is reality, son.
Oh, I know reality. Don't worry.
All right. King of 2 Miles in Canada. The annual event lit off last weekend. It was interesting. We had 48 shooters.
It was a good showing.
J.R. Cox says, Rooster, you're too awesome to be defeated. Well, I admire your confidence in me. I appreciate it. 48 shooters this year. What did we have last year? It was close to that, wasn't it? 42 or something?
I think it was 42 or 43 because it was an odd number.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was an odd number last year because somebody had to borrow a spotter.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit surprised at the number this year. I thought we were going to have considerably higher. Now, talking with some people, some of the longtime attendees didn't make it this year. Kind of those ones that we expected. Life stuff comes up, including work. There's some of the Rob Furlong crew couldn't make it because of work. Such is life. I don't know what the heck it does about that. For whatever reason, I had fabricated in my mind. I thought I thought very sure that we were gonna see somewhere around 60 shooters, maybe. But
well, if all the old faces would have showed up, we would have had that number for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many new faces there was this year. It was a pretty substantial number.
Mm-hmm. JR asked, did Paul Phillips from the USA make an appearance? He did not. I don't know. I didn't even hear rumors. Mind you, I wasn't very tuned in to anything going on in that regard. That would have been kind of neat to have him here or there. Yes. He's among the premier ELR shooters right now from the States. So
I think we would have heard the same thing. We would have heard the same thing from him as we did from Cheney last year, that it's a tough range to shoot.
Well, I think that's clear for all of us. I mean, we most of us, I think, have fairly small sample sizes, except for a few, I'm sure, that have been elsewhere to shoot ELR. I know several guys that go to Wyoming or have gone for the last couple or 3 years, and it's a bit of a different style ELR match down there, from what I gather. But kind of the same conditions down there. There's lots of open prairie, just like at Rob Furlong's range.
Yeah.
So you can bet on wind and mirage.
I think the mirage is more of an issue this year than anything.
Yeah, that wind the entire weekend was a little bit surprising to me. The entire weekend was in around that kind of 4 o'clock through 7:30, 8 o'clock zone the entire weekend, and I've never seen that before on that range.
Well, normally it shifts a bit between the days, right? or even
Sure
from the
does.
morning to the
Yeah.
afternoon, but not this year.
Right. Personally, I don't know how you guys feel. I don't mind a tailwind as long as it's steady. But I would far rather have, a full value or near full value crosswind.
100%.
Either way, I don't
Yeah.
really give a damn. But those
Well, at least you can-
head and tail winds that are flipping around, either side of 6 o'clock straight in behind you, are frustrating because it's tough unless it's a fairly drastic change. It's tough to pick up those subtle swings in wind directions. So.
Now, this is where watching your Mirage comes into it too, right? See where
There's no shortage of that. Yeah. The hell of it is, Mirage, as far as I'm concerned anyway, you're seeing that Mirage only about a third of the way to the target, if that in some cases. When you're out beyond 14 or 1700 meters, excuse me, God only knows where that Mirage is. Quite often, you get out beyond that shack where we shoot, and as soon as you get beyond the shadow that shack casts from the sun, you're into Mirage already.
Yeah, there's no escaping it off of that range, that's for sure.
No, for sure. What positions did you guys shoot at? I wasn't really keeping track. Steve, you were right after me, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I was 16th or something like that on day 2.
And I sure shot 5th on day 1.
Oh yeah. So John, how did you find those conditions shooting that early?
Oh, they weren't too bad. I could see the targets clearly, but there definitely was even Mirage in the morning. Steve could attest looking through the spotting scope.
Yeah, it was a little soupy, a little thick, but we did see some splash. So it's just a matter of just getting onto it.
Yeah, that was the crappy thing for Jens and I. We pulled. I'm not sure what number was on day 2, but overall we shot 40. I shot 40th, and Jens shot 46th, and that puts us both real late in the day. And anytime with any real warmth out on that range, anytime after 10 o'clock, you're battling that Mirage.
Well, but it seemed to be for pretty, pretty steady across the board for everybody. Like the Mirage never got super, super thick, but it was enough to hide shots on you, right?
Yeah, but you look at the finals on Sunday, and I don't know if you guys watched much, but I was sitting on glass a fair bit that morning, and you look at that what was it, the 2700 and the 2 mile target. They were dancing around quite a lot. Yeah. So
at least it wasn't 35 degrees out.
Yeah. Well, so how did you guys make out in the end?
So I took 13th overall. I was tied for 6th on day 2 shooting. And then, like I say, I got 13th overall. Shane thinks he got 13th, but he didn't.
He got 27th, if my math's right.
What? Really?
Yep.
There's a fair stretch between 13th and 27th.
Well, he finished 13th on his day.
Oh.
But overall, it was 27th. And I actually picked up an extra point I didn't even know I got. So
how'd you manage that?
Well, it was probably me concentrating as much as I was on the gun and what was going on there. So, and my hand hurting from beating it up.
Oh, what's that all about? Do you have some malfunctions, some mechanical issues?
That's what happens when you don't confirm your load in 24-degree heat, and everything starts to lock up because of pressure.
Is that right? So,
Yeah.
okay, so John, we talked about this a month or maybe two ago, when you were doing load development. What did you end up running?
I ended up running the Vitivori 565.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 375 grain laser.
Oh, that's right. What were you getting for velocity out of that?
I was only getting, on the day of competition, it was 3,000 feet per second.
Oof.
So nothing super fast, because we've
No.
seen
I guess, yeah.
2920 out of 400 grains. So realistically, you're not super fast for that bullet weight, but
Right.
I was having issues, so it is what it is. But next year we'll be better and better prepared. Hopefully work less.
So did I just blank out? Is that my camp internet, or is that?
Yeah, I think that was you.
Yeah, it's you.
Most likely.
Why doesn't the show send you up
Steve,
with Starlink?
Yeah. Steve, what were you running?
So I was running the same 375 enabler that I was running last year. This is my second year on the IBI barrel, and it's shooting well. Printed a nice little 10-inch group on that 1360 target. So
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm running 390 grain A-tips, and I'm about 121 grains of retumble for about 2920, 2930.
Yeah, that's done well for you, hey? That
Yeah.
tumble. Yeah.
Yeah, it's shooting good. I can't complain about it at all.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting to hear your numbers. Like I'm 2882 is what I generally average.
Yeah.
I got pretty lucky, I think, and I'm running those 398 tips as well with N570. I know, John, you didn't really like how dirty it was. I didn't find it to be too bad, but it shot well enough, so I ran with it, and through practice in that, which unfortunately and obviously didn't do enough of this year. My SDs usually always hung around that 6 or so, 4 to 6, depending on the day and the temperature. It's interesting. We found a very defined line beyond about 24, 25 degrees Celsius, where velocities and spreads would increase a fair bit. even with Jens's barrel, he's shooting the 398 tips as well, but he insisted on using H50 BMG because he has a lot of it, and it worked out fairly well. I did low development for it as well as mine. His spreads were a little bit more than what I was able to get down to with N570, but still, his shot around that 2920. And it's interesting, Steve, to hear you say the same thing. Mine was a little bit slower. I could have gone higher. It showed some promise at increased speeds.
But 30 or 40 feet per second is not going to make or break you, really.
No, you know what? I'd far sooner. Yeah, I was gone for a bit. Am I back?
Yep.
Yeah, you're there.
Oh my God.
So on the speed thing, so I ended up making a trip to Unity to shoot with Dallas, and I had loaded some bullets for John before I left, and when I loaded my stuff, I didn't reset my seating die, so mine were too long. So I grabbed I borrowed 10 or 15 rounds from Dallas, and he's right at that 2920,
Okay.
and my Castro couldn't tell the difference between the two of them. Like it tracked right out to 1950.
Is that right? And he's shooting A-tips as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's kind of like that magic number for them, you know. Seems like a lot of them
Seems
really
about
settle
right.
out in that area.
Somewhere in that, yeah, in around that that 2,900 plus or minus.
Yeah.
Interesting. Scotty's Chitchel's asking H50 BMG. Yes, he did hear that correctly. I think it is a bit on the slow end for that cartridge, but it does work well enough. That's for sure. Steve, how come? So Jonathan went with the 375 lasers. Why did you elect, Steve, to go with the 398 tips? I know you've had some previous experience with the solids, various solids.
So I got like the third test barrel from IBI for the 375s, and I tried a whole bunch of lasers in it, and then I tried the tips just to give a good test run for it, so I could give Stacy some information on it. And my ESs, I didn't play with it a whole bunch, but with the solids, with the lasers, I couldn't get my ESs down below 20. So, and like I said, I didn't pour a whole bunch into it to test them, but I ran 2 load ups on it, and it was the same thing both times. So it just made sense to go with the A tips because they just shot, and the ESs have been great right from the beginning.
Right.
And in saying that, there, Kurt, the barrel I'm using is an IBI 375 with the 375 grain laser Gen 2s. It's like an 8 to 12 ES with both the N570 and 565. So they'll shoot the solids, but like Steve said, if that specific barrel just doesn't perform like the A tips, why not run the A tips?
You bet. Yeah, you bet. So John, I know you had run the A tips before, maybe not necessarily in this gun that you used this year. Did you try A tips in this particular barrel?
We did. Steve did a load up for me because I was working, and they did shoot fairly well. I just happened to have already ordered and had in my possession the 375 lasers, so it just we also figured, you know what, let's run A tips and lasers and see which one we like more at the end of the year, and go from there.
Right.
So
are you happy with that outcome then with the lasers? Sorry, Steve.
Honestly,
I'm lagging here. So
yeah, it's all good.
Honestly, the lasers they perform well. The issues I did have weren't because of the lasers; it was because of me and load development. But one thing we did also do, which I'm sure Steve was about to mention, is we did try some other bullets this year, Warner, and I think we tried Burgers too.
Yeah,
the 407 Burgers. So I think next year we're probably going to end up moving over to the Warners, from my understanding.
Yeah, I did a load up with the Warners, and I had like just a rough load up just to see what they do, and it's sub half with under 10 ES. So if we're gonna run race cars, we might as well put some high octane fuel in it, right? There's no sense in running Mexican pump gas in it.
Well said. Scotty chimes in here again, and he's got some little bit of insight. He was running a 375 enabler. I think I saw that he sold it or was trying to or something like that. But he says guns all shoot differently, but mine runs much better at 2830-ish with H50 BMG with the A tips. It did shoot well at the 2920. But I was scared of possible pressure on a 30-plus day, and I didn't want to encounter that. I think that's pretty good policy. You know, I ran both mine and Jens's up to 2960 or 80. I'd have to look back at my notes, and they shot well, but the same kind of thing. And I'm where I did load development was in around that 22 to 24 degrees Celsius. And I'm glad that I picked a lower range to to run that. We've learned some lessons in the past. Well, repeated lessons, I guess. That yeah, it's fine to run Ragged Edge, but when you for whatever reason, it was incredibly obvious this year. I talked earlier about getting to that 24, 25 degrees Celsius temperature range, and beyond that, seeing a marked increase. So two of the 3 fucking days this year that we got out to train.
Plus 30, right?
We were lucky enough to, well, that's right. So it started out, by the time we got up there set up and everything, and it was in around that 21, 22 degrees. And by the time we were done, it was 31. And so we saw that whole range of temperatures and their direct effects on those loads that we had worked up. So we learned some stuff this year, I guess, despite the performance that we had reflecting precisely the training that we did.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that our competition performance was what it ended up being, but I can't. You really can't piss too much about the results that you got by the practice that you didn't do.
Well, you and Jens started off like you guys were under behind everything right from the get-go, because you both started with new guns this year.
Yeah.
The compressed work schedule really, like you say, everybody I talked to said the same thing. They just didn't get the practice in this year that they did, in years past. And I think a lot of the scores reflected that, even though we're getting better because we're seeing higher scores. But if guys aren't getting practice in, and then the cost behind it too, like it's not like we're shooting a 223 here. So
yeah, is that the truth? That's actually one of the notes I made just on my notepad here beside my computer. But in another chat that we're all involved in, except for Mikey. Sorry, you're not part of this elite group yet. But you start shooting ELR, and we'll consider you. We'll take your application.
I shoot 22 ELR. I think you're being a bit biased there.
I might be. I've been known to be that once in a while.
I believe somebody refers to it as expensive dry fire.
Somebody does, yeah. Just before the podcast, there's a bunch of discussion going on about other shooting disciplines and costs and sponsor involvement, quite possibly sponsor fatigue, shooters traveling and expense fatigue, if you want to look at it that way. We can get into that a little bit later on if you guys want to get into it at all, but it's something I think we're seeing quite a lot of, at least here in Canada.
Well, like,
in the last couple of years.
Talked about like the sponsorship side of things a great extent this year, more so than we have any other year. And it's shitty to say, but fuck, we just don't see the return on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's how do you justify putting money into it if you're not seeing the value come back to you? Like,
yeah,
if we broke even or just about broke even, I'd be 100% fine with that. But when it's a net loss, fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%. You know what? Let's park this one for now, and maybe bring it up a little bit later once we're talking about ELR. But let's maybe concentrate on the ELR stuff. There's Jonathan Bergen's asking a question, trying to be engaged in our show. But I think it's important points to consider for shooting sports, and we all have opinions, and we've a lot of us have seen some of the progression of these sports and what it takes to participate in them. So let's address Jonathan's question. What was the most common caliber this year, he asks. And,
I'd have to say it was the enabler.
Yeah.
That and the 300
Terry.
normal. I think there's quite a few 300 normals.
Yeah.
It seemed to be this year, hey? Yeah. 1 300 Ultra Mag. that actually did quite well.
No PRCs this year?
No
Oh, there's
PRC.
PRCs. There
Were
was.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's two or three of them at least.
Well, yeah, because Rob was shooting a PRC.
Yeah. Yeah, Prairies had one.
Oh, that's right too. Yeah. I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah.
It's hard to beat the enablers for a splash and upset and trace, right? And just
For sure.
horsepower. So
for sure. Terry Gross is shooting his 37 XC again.
Yeah.
This year, he likes that thing, and I'm glad that he does. My experience with the 33 wasn't nearly as amicable as what he expresses with his 37. Do you know what he was shooting for a bullet out of that
He was
thing?
shooting a 375 grain laser 2s.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, he's had good luck with them. So
Yeah.
I did a setback on his barrel right before the shoot, and looking at his score, considering he's who I tied with, I shouldn't have done it. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
He does pretty good, that little bugger. Yeah.
yeah, he does. He's a good guy.
Oh, Shane's in the chat, and he says second place was taken with the 300 Norma. I didn't realize that. That's
Yeah, Rob
that's
posted up
interesting.
the final results today, so I didn't get a good look at it, but
Okay, I haven't seen that yet. Where? So that's on the Rob Furlong Marksmanship Academy page on Facebook, is it?
no, I think it was Rob's personal account that he posted it up from.
Oh, is it? Okay. And you can
I'm
also
pretty
find
sure.
King of 2 Miles in Canada on Facebook,
Yeah.
can't you?
Yeah, I think that's where it was. So it's here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right here.
But by and large, it was 375 enabler, and we've seen that for the last couple of years at least. I think there's. I think you guys are right. We saw more 300 Normas this year than I believe I'd seen for the last couple. You know, almost an anomaly for the last couple of years. But
Yeah, I think with the new faces that we saw, because there's a lot of off-the-shelf KDEX rifles there, right?
sure,
So
it's kind of a natural in Canada, I guess, really, isn't it?
yeah, well, it's the easy button, right? You call them up, order it, pay for it, and it's there.
That's right.
So KDEX does a good job on that.
Mm-hmm. Actions, I didn't pay attention. Well, I didn't pay attention to much. I'm so bad for going there and then just getting in my zone and visiting with very few people, but like concentrating on watching wind while other guys shoot and all that kind of stuff. So I don't mix it up a whole lot. But it is always kind of nice to see actions in that. But I think you're right that the KDEX setup, full setup, is very prevalent there. Hey.
Yep. Yeah, they made a
And then
price
there's-
point that lots of guys
Sure.
can accept, right?
Yeah, 100%. You bet. Then Jens shows up with a full blown bad ELR action.
That he did.
Just rolling with all the jewelry.
Now have to come make some of that Saskatchewan electrician money there, Chris. Christ,
Oh, isn't that the
Jens used to
truth?
buy a lot of
Yeah.
shit, right?
You betcha. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing Mama has a good job too, I guess.
Yeah. That probably helps.
He probably went, here, dear. My gift to you this year is you're now responsible for the mortgage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jens,
I
he's
love
got
you.
a match to shoot.
That's right. Papa got a brand new bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, what else did you guys see out there that was kind of intriguing?
Like from the shoot aspect or the people aspect or
Both.
Any of the above? There's plenty to talk about all of those things. I think a lot of new faces this year. I think we kind of went over this already a little bit, but and a lot of the face. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, maybe, but quite a few. The faces that we're used to seeing there in competitions weren't there this year.
Yeah.
I don't know all the reasons, but it's unfortunate because that's one of the things that I do enjoy, even though I'm not the greatest people person around. I still do enjoy seeing some people.
Yeah. Like
Some familiar faces. Yeah.
I had talked to Ryan Heck, so he did the Night Force Challenge this year. And then he did a whole pile of F-class stuff. So I know he wasn't there for that because I think his wife kind of gave him a pee slap for traveling the world this year.
Mm.
So give up one shoot. But yeah, like you say, there was probably at least 10 to 15% new faces there this year. So it's good to see that there's some attrition through it and guys are coming into it. So
Yeah, we had guys all the way
I
from
wonder-
Quebec, and
Right.
we also had that young lady that was 14 that was shooting this year too.
Oh, that was awesome. Do you know what she was shooting?
I know it was a Browning Expo, but I'm not sure what the caliber was. I'd have to look at the sheet. I'm guessing probably something not very big.
I would assume
Yeah.
a 6.5 PRC or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
Yeah. Who's the old boy that I always forget his name? Showed up a couple of years ago with the 6.5 PRC and actually did really quite well. And then he showed up with the 300 Ultra Mag this year.
Yeah. I can't remember.
And did
his
well
name.
again. Yeah.
Shane probably remembers who it is.
You bet he would. Yeah. It's kind of, I always chuckle, and he's just so modest. Hey, he just goes and does his thing and spanks most of us. That was a savage action too, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, we've been beat by a couple of savages over the years here, and that's kind of an embarrassment. But
Yeah, you're right about that.
we haven't seen
I
the same
am
person
so
win
ready
it
to
2 years in a
retire.
row. So
Yeah, boo frickin' who.
yeah,
I'm gonna cry into my pillow tonight again.
again.
Yeah, Canadian Firearms Network in the chat there. He says, I had the pleasure of playing with a Prairie Gun Works 50 in a Cadex chassis and topped with an $8,500 Schmidt & Bender scope. Yokohama. It was beautiful. Are the sports in Canada still open to 50 BMG, or did it get completely wiped out here? Yep, I'm afraid the guys you voted for took that away from us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't vote for anybody on that side of the fence. I'm just teasing.
Is 50 BMG really the best for this game, though?
No.
The 50
Legalities
sucks.
aside, there we go. So we're really not missing out too much.
Ballistically, a 50 is way too challenged.
Yeah.
The stuff we're shooting, we'll walk circles around a 50.
Like a 416 Barrett would probably even be better than a 50 BMG, I would guess.
Oh yeah,
100%.
and then your variants, like there's the
No.
Barrett, there's the Strokers,
Warlords.
Warlords. There's a bunch down in the
Right.
States. But even saying that, a lot of the guys from the videos that I watched from the States, they're starting to go back to the 375 Shytex because the big guns just
Right.
beat you up.
Absolutely,
Oh.
yeah. You talk to any guy
Expensive.
that was in the military and shot those goddamn things. It's not a nice day when you're putting more than 20 rounds through those things.
Well, we shot a suppressed 50 last year at my range, and I'll tell you, like it was okay to shoot, but I think
Right.
10 rounds would be my upper limit on it. Like it still fucking beats you up suppressed even, right?
Oh, yeah.
You bet. Yeah.
And
Well, the recoil is one thing, but that concussion that thing snorts out.
well, that's
is
the
quite
beautiful
another.
thing about the suppressor on it, right? Because
Right.
it was actually pretty tame in that aspect. But
Mhm.
it made it more enjoyable to be around. That's for sure.
That's putting it
Jonathan
lightly.
Bergen in the chat goes, the 50 is the short bus crew leader. All right.
He's not entirely wrong.
Too funny. I've shot a few of them, and it's an experience for sure.
Everybody
and
should shoot one, but
yeah,
it's not something that I would buy.
it's kind of fun, but I can't imagine having to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
We know enough guys that have been in that position, and I don't think any one of them brags about it.
No.
I mean,
they don't.
the cartridge is almost
It's-
100 years old, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
It definitely has its purpose, but our sport
Sure.
isn't it.
No.
no, it's not a. It's kind of like my old Dodge 3/4 ton. It's it has a purpose. It does a particular job really well, but it is not exactly a pleasure craft. If you get
What are you talking about? That thing's absolutely mint.
well, it'll keep you awake on the road pulling a load. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Especially in
will
a
guarantee.
headwind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. So looking at this here, the whole thing, the whole season, your load development, component selection, training, and competition. Keeping all that in mind, what and maybe this is a little bit unfair. Maybe you haven't really put a whole lot of thought into it since last weekend. What do you suppose you might change for next year, realistically? And I mean, everybody can say, "Well, I obviously need to train more." And I mean, that's on the top of my list. But we can never tell what the future brings, what life circumstances hand us. But what approach would you take that's a little bit different than what you went through this year?
So really starting to see the shortcomings of some of this stuff. Like me and John sat down for about 2 hours and we crunched all the numbers. That's where we came up with the decision to go to the Warders.
Okay.
Because at 2,400 meters, there's like 3.3 mils less elevation, and it knocks about 30% off on the wind. Or not 30%, probably about 10 to 12%.
Yeah,
Like
I was going to say
Substantial
30% is
number.
fucking massive number.
But you know, it comes at a cost because it's about $6 a bullet now, right?
Holy, just for the bullet.
Just for the bullet, yeah.
Oh my.
But again, back to that old analogy, you're running top fuel dragsters, you might as well give them everything you can.
In the grand scheme of things, how many rounds are we shooting out of these things a year? 150 to 200?
Yeah, somewhere in
Like-
that range for sure.
So if you can be a lot less frustrated and make more hits,
Mhm.
then essentially, hopefully, it would level out and make sense, right?
Yeah. So the 375 Warners, then what selection do you have for bullet weights? I'm assuming there's only one style or maybe another.
I think there's 2 or 3. There's a 400 grain
and a 376.
Yeah, 376.
Okay.
So
so what we're doing, it's only 2 miles. 375s versus a 400. Then would you really see?
There's a big jump in the
one over the
BC.
other?
Yeah.
With the 400.
Yeah, because the BC on the 400, and don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's 1.153.
Oh wow, really?
So like it's a stupidly high number, and I believe the 375 is just a 1, or a 0.99 or something like that.
And even saying that, one thing me and Steve did notice this year with me running the 375 grain lasers and him running the 398 tips was at distance, his weight definitely carries for elevation. So he's having to dial less elevation just because he does weigh more.
And I have more BC.
There is more BC there, but even if you were to level it out, I think you still, because he's got the weight, the weight is definitely a lot better.
Kurt, I think he just called me fat.
I just told you. Yeah.
You know, if the foo shits.
Yeah. Thanks, big guy.
You betcha. Not that I can throw any damn stones, I'll tell you. We'll start a fat club, Steve. You and me.
Yeah. You and me. We're there, buddy.
So
All right.
there is that, right? So obviously higher grain bullet, if you can get it going fast enough, it'll buck the wind better. The ballistics are better on it. So
Mhm. What are A-tips priced like? I haven't looked for a long time now. The 390s versus those Warners.
So I can't really say because I'm kind of got a half-ass sponsorship through Tundra for them. So John
Sure.
gives me a really good price on them. So I don't want to tell anybody what I'm really paying for
Yeah,
them.
no, that's I'm just looking for retail.
Yeah,
Uh,
I honestly couldn't say what they're worth. I would assume probably close to $100 a box.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that sounds
So
about
four,
right.
$4 a piece. Yeah.
$4. So
Okay.
it's 50% higher in cost for the Warners, but yeah, if they work better, then it might be worth a try.
Right. So you know that old conversation that we've had for quite a long time now about solids versus standard cup and core,
Yep.
with being able to pick up dirt strikes. What did you guys see this year? Like Jonathan, Steve, you spotting for John with his solids versus John spotting for Steve with the A-tips, the cup and cores.
So this year with John Solids, what I found is it was shitty ground conditions again down there. Like it was super, super dry.
Mm-hmm.
And there was plumes, but it wasn't a whole like a big plume. It was just seemed like they were kind of penciling in a bit.
Yeah, just kind of a quick poof and gone.
Yeah. But the A-tips didn't seem to do a whole bunch better, conversely.
And even just watching other guys shooting, like Shane was shooting solids this year, and it was seeing good splash there. Watching obviously from a different angle than his spotter, but also watching his shooting partner Mikey with the A-tips. Or no, I think they're both shooting solids. But knowing guys that were shooting A-tips like you and Jens, it was about the same. Like splash wise.
I thought I noticed that as well. Like just the only reference I have is watching other guys shoot with their solids. Jens and I, while we were shooting, both seemed to. It just didn't seem to kick up any extra splash in that dirt that we always sort of theorized that the cup and core would do. So it seemed like everybody was really quite equal.
Yeah. In theory, the lasers should do okay because they are a hunting bullet and they are designed to upset and pedal off, right?
Okay.
So there should be splash from them, but I think it's very particular on the conditions that shows you good splash with them.
Yeah. Because it was it last year? It was last year I was shooting A-tips and it had rained. What was that? The Friday it rained all day. So the Saturday when we all shot, like my A-tips looked like somebody had a shovel out there throwing up dirt.
Yeah.
But I think that's because there was enough moisture in the ground that it actually made the bullet open up more. So it being so dry this year, I don't think the ground was making the bullets open up as much.
Well, I think they were kind of skipping along, right? Instead of actually burrowing in, they're just skipping.
Okay.
But I couldn't prove that or disprove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting to like I say, kind of theorize about all that stuff. But in the end, I don't know that I saw any damn difference really at all, especially from those distances where we're watching for a literal poof like this and gone, like that lasts a second or two tops.
Yeah.
At least the winds were reasonable this year, that it wasn't howling at howling at 14 plus miles an hour, where any dirt that does get kicked up is gone like that.
Yeah.
So actually,
it was like I say, out of all the years, I think this year was honestly the best conditions to shoot in. The ground
Overall,
conditions
I
weren't
think-
as good, but
Yeah,
overall it was a good one.
yeah, for sure. I just want to go back a little bit in the chat. Canadian Firearms Network chimed in earlier, and I was teasing him about voting Liberal. He came back with a bit of a thesis here. He says, oh, sorry, Mike, go ahead and hit it again. He says, at 60 years old, I can proudly say that I have never voted anything but conservative federally and Liberal only once provincially. I was with a busload from the Barrie Club during the Chrétien years to march on Parliament Hill. I was also there at the CCFR rally during the Harper era. During the Harper era, Public Safety Minister Blaney's office was asking that I stop a protest I organized over the CZ-858 and Swiss arms rifle that the RCMP reclassified as prohibited. Still did the protest. Attaboy. I have history. Yes, I imagine you do. And I hope, like I say, I was just teasing you. So
Don't take
I know
it.
you're new to the show. We kind of grind everyone.
Kurt is that guy.
I am that guy. It's funny. I got back to work here yesterday afternoon, and it was pretty much that comment. Oh, great! Now we have the cynical old prick back again. Things will straighten out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to see things with a different perspective. That's all it is.
Fuck you, Mike. So,
Well, when you're as old as dirt, you kind of have that perspective. So
that's all. That's all. There's no sense beating around the goddamn bush. Mow it down and burn it.
So
Spud is asking, how big is the target at 2 miles? He says 8 by 8 ?
30. It should be 36 by 48, I do believe.
It's
Yeah.
3 by
48
4.
what?
Three
Yeah.
three feet by 4 feet.
It's not huge by any means. No.
No, but you know what? There's some guys that got very close to that sucker. One guy, in fact, a Saskatchewan boy, got there with he was maxed out on elevation. And did I disappear, or is that them? Oh, it must have been.
Oh, they I wonder if Steve's phone ran out of battery.
I was gonna say, did he forget to plug it in, that mutt?
I'm sure they're scrambling to come back. Continue telling your story, Rooster.
Where was I?
Oh, they're coming back. Just continue.
Where was I?
Uh,
The one fella from Saskatchewan, first time King of 2 Miles shooter, maxed out, got to the final target, maxed out on elevation. He said he was holding 60 mils in his reticle. That's not
mathematically.
Yeah. Anyways, he was holding at the bottom of his damn reticle, and he landed a shot. He says 5 feet. The perspective is very skewed at that distance, but even if he got within 20 or 40 meters of that target, I'd say that's a bloody accomplishment.
Oh, it's impressive by no second standards, right?
Absolutely. So we have a little bit of a
Discrepancy.
tension here. Yeah, discrepancy. Jens says it's 48 by 60, and I have trouble arguing with that. I have argued with Jens in the past. I'm not successful very often. So
He's probably got his phone out looking at the target right from Rob's site now.
he
So
probably does.
I'll
Knowing
put money
Jens
on
is
him.
like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jens is very much
100%
that.
what I'm
I'm
looking at
right.
right now.
Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
I'm just looking at the pictures of the targets right now.
Okay.
yeah, it seems
Yeah,
about right
Jens is
because the
very much that guy
2206
that,
one was 33 by 41. So
Yeah.
Yanzi's probably right.
Yeah.
He is
I
German.
agree.
He's always right.
They are known for their
and he likes to show you.
If he's good for anything and if he's consistent, that's it.
Well, hey, fair enough. Right is right. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
about your feelings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Uke says you Canucks are hitting a 4x5 target from 2 miles away. Roughly, yeah, I guess so. Now we're shooting at.
That's
I
what
was
I
going to
think.
say, no one's hit it yet.
No one's hit it yet. So
If you're a Jeep
Every other one.
Cherokee sized target, watch out.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in danger.
Did you know that's the
Scotty,
size of the iron sights when guys qualify?
a Jeep Cherokee?
Okay, so like back in the day when every Marine swears, "Oh, I qualified at 500 with irons." Their target's the size of a Jeep. It's huge. Henry
Well, it's been a
Chan
while
on
since I've,
YouTube, 9-Hole Reviews does an excellent video with that. This is actually how big your target is.
I have hit an 18-inch plate at what the hell was that target? It was 610 yards, I believe, at our old range, with open sight or peep sight on the old M305 M14 at about 20% hit percentage. I love that old rifle, but yeah, that was quite a few years ago, and several head injuries and macular degeneration ago.
We just got to get you a 45-90 or something. You can start doing them bucket shots.
I agree, and then I can detach my retina too. I would still shoot it. Make no mistake.
So a few weeks ago, I went down to Moose Jaw and I shot with Dallas and Pete, and Pete bought his Grand out, and we were making hits over 900 meters with opens on it.
No kidding.
And it was just, once you're on, you're on. It's just figuring out where to get on, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I love those.
But
old
arguably, the Garand has some of the best military sights out there for targets.
Oh, for sure.
True. Very true. Yep.
But us old guys
I'll go
with
back.
open eyes don't need them.
Oh, no, not anymore.
No.
I'm past my useful stage. Going back to the comments here just quickly. This is going back to our debate of bullet types. He says solids versus jacketed, even if a solid has a higher BC plus, what's he getting at? Even if a solid has a higher BC plus it costs more. Solid versus jacketed. You see less splash both on target and dirt with a solid. So for that reason, I'm out, even if it's higher BC. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, according to Scott.
So
Yeah,
I'll
you know what? I
call
think a
bullshit
lot
on
of that
this
depends
year.
on the conditions. Yeah. This year,
Because
that
So
might be
on-
true.
on target
In
this
other
year,
scenarios.
John's solids on target were making the same size paint splash as the A-tips.
I noticed that. Yeah. But there again, you said they're a hunting bullet, or are you talking about the Warners? Okay.
Now
The cutting edge.
the lasers are, yeah. So
I wonder.
but historically, all you see is a penny mark on there, right? But I think they got enough
I
paint
have
on
seen
the
that.
targets this year.
Yeah.
So
I think those 407 burgers are kind of bad that way, aren't they? From what I thought I'd seen in the past.
I tried shooting them, and I couldn't get anywhere near enough speed out of them, and I pressured out way like at 2700, 2720. So
Oh,
I couldn't shoot them.
Hmm.
But there's lots of other guys that are having issues with them like that, so I think it might be too much bearing surface on them.
I was gonna say that shank. I wonder if it's really long on that one or something.
Like the Warners actually have a pretty good hollowed out section between the driving band and then the base of it. That's full
Right.
dimension, and
Yeah.
there's definitely some good pressure reduction there.
Okay. Shane in the comments saying upset was about the same. Impact on target really goes to the A-tip, he feels.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah, like from what like
Conventional
Steve said.
knowledge would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're shooting just a steel plate with a layer of paint, one layer or 2 layers of paint, the A-tips definitely make a huge mark compared to the solids.
But I think if you get 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 layers of paint on it, then you're probably playing with the same metrics on it.
Mhm. Sorry, I'm just reading through the comments here. Canadian Firearms Network, he says, my thing was collecting everything from World War I to Vietnam. My dad was into flintlock, Hawkins, cap and ball, and even a full-size Civil War cannon. I hunted groundhogs with AUGs, he says. That's funny as hell.
If you can, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of Oscar's attitude too. He's a big fan of hunting those unusually large Alberta gophers with his 375 H&H.
Yeah.
And what's that other thing he's got? The 400 or 450, 500 nitro that he's got. That double.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Advice to
shoulder.
Advice to the green.
Don't start with that, maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it when I got it handed to me. And here, Rooster, try this out. No problem. Give me that thing. I love it. I put my damn index finger on the front trigger, and can you guess what happened?
You might have doubled it, eh?
I
Two
sure
for the
as
price of
hell
one.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Did that shake up your mangina a little bit?
Oh, I was good. I think I cried later that night.
Little somber tear trickling as you handed the gun back to him.
I had to wait to get back into my tent and away from everybody to do that.
Yeah.
I just love how those rounds come like a nice little, like, it looks like a cigar box, and they got like little velour fabric in between, and they're all polished.
Everything about it is classy as hell.
Yeah.
And then you watch him put like 3 of them in his fingers, like a third grader in like class,
man,
and like
yeah.
boom, do reload, boom, boom, like. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
It's pretty impressive actually watching him practice for his trip to Africa, because he was going for Cape Buffalo, and so he would practice those reloads and follow-ups, and he actually put a
With
lot
a
of
shot timer.
practice in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pretty tough old goat though. So what am I
I
saying?
mean, you're going that
He's
far,
like-
you better
he's
not
like-
miss.
That's right. Yeah.
I admire him for it, but I won't go.
Yeah. No, I'm all right. Yeah. So
I'll take my
yeah. Anything else you guys would like to ruminate on about King of 2 Miles this year? I guess we take this opportunity again, at least to shout out to Rob Furlong and the Rob Furlong Marksmanship Academy. His property, his crew, which were excellent. Again, a bunch of new guys on that crew for various reasons, but still excellent, very well run competition.
His guys do an amazing job of squatting, organizing, and just the maintenance of running it. Like, the phenomenal group.
100%, man. Yeah, you
So-
betcha. Yeah, you
I
betcha.
gotta try this at one
Rose.
point.
Yeah, you do. You know, I thought you were kind of queuing up to go this year, Mike.
I was, and then the on-call schedule got released, and I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything this year, it looks like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Which I think is
Because
pretty
he's
common for
asking.
almost everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's it's a kind of a shame, and I don't know. We don't see too many quote unquote old guys playing this game with the big guns. It seems like a lot of the fun stuff happens after you finally retire,
Yeah.
if you get that chance. Like you look at
So
the
you don't have to
F-class
worry about-
guys, and trap shooters and stuff like that, right?
Don't have to
Travel
worry about
around.
rattling your teeth out if you can just take them out.
That's right. Good point.
Okay, Kurt. So let's steer the conversation here a bit. So, what did you think about the rule set, and what do you think needs to be changed for King of 2 Miles?
Oh man, I don't know that I get too deep into that kind of stuff. Besides, I have you and a German to get into details like that. You know what? To be honest, there was only really one thing that I'm not going to say bothered me. Nothing really bothers me when it comes to my recreation, other than the fact that I don't get to do it very often. But and I consider King of 2 Miles to be a very big part, honestly, of my recreation. It's my once a year get out and finally not think about work and pay attention to what the fuck is coming in on my phone and people calling and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's a getaway. It's really my only getaway every year. Nancy and I take the camper out to Blood Indian Park there and just have a nice fuck off. So
Yeah.
I don't get upset at all, honestly, with anything there other than my performance. This year, I guess the only thing that I don't even know how to describe the feeling I had about it, but I thought it was a little strange. Let's leave it at that. And a lot of Team EM actually experienced this, where all shooters, they go through the random draw and ordering, and most of us ended up in the last, let's say, at least third. So that puts us late in the day, and it puts both shooters of each team. That didn't happen across the board with Team EM.
Well, I think Jonathan was the only one that shot on. John was the only one that shot on Friday.
No, Dallas and Pete did, but me and Steve were the only team out of EM that shot different days. Either everybody shot the first day or everybody shot the second day team wise. So you and Yen shot the second day. Shane and Mikey shot the second day. Dallas and Pete shot the first day.
No, that's right too. Yeah.
So I don't necessarily feel strongly one way or the other. I thought it was a bit strange, let's say, because all the competitions and going back a little bit, Uke, I believe, had asked how long has King of 2 Miles been going on, and it's since 2020, I believe, right? This is
5th year.
From the start, it had been arranged that of the teams, one would shoot day 1 preliminaries, and the other would shoot day 2 in the preliminaries. I thought that was a pretty good arrangement. The only benefit I might see of both guys on that team shooting same days, if they both shot in the morning, I think there'd be some protests, though.
Yeah.
Typically the best conditions are right away in the morning. Both shooters of a team shooting the same day, like I said, a bit strange. I don't know that I fundamentally disagree with that. It was just kind of luck of the draw that, speaking for only myself and Jens, we both ended up late in the day 2.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense to split the shooters up. One member day 1, the other member day 2. You're seeing, possibly a wide range of conditions. You can view that however you like, I suppose, but in our case, at least, it could have prevented both members of that team shooting late in the day in what is usually the worst conditions. So
No, for sure.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel strongly one way or the other. It's just a little bit strange this year, that particular rule change. I'm not really aware of too many other rule changes that I felt had any effect.
For me, I'd like to see them adopt a spear point kind of point setup where you shoot your 4 rounds or whatever, 3 or 4 rounds per target, and then you still advance. I think this style of shoot is really limiting who's going to come to it, because it's a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to come out to shoot 13 rounds.
Yeah,
That one
but
target.
that has always been the case with King of 2 Miles, right? So
Yeah.
in that respect, we all kind of accepted those terms and
Oh, for
conditions
sure.
from the start.
Yeah.
So I don't just the way this one's run, but I don't disagree. It sure would be nice to travel and then have the opportunity to shoot much more than we usually do at King of 2 Miles, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of money based on 13 rounds.
Yeah, it really is, and that's getting to be a much bigger concern lately.
Yeah.
Like I talked about earlier, about we just kind of touched on expense and travel and sponsorship and associations and whatnot. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
John, what about
I think
you?
I think it would also, going back to if we did get to shoot at every target, like Steve said, if you get your 3 or 5 rounds per target, move to the next target, even if you don't hit, it would also help retain guys that maybe come out once or twice for this competition to go, okay, I'm doing all this for 13 rounds and I get stuck on the first target instead of getting a chance to shoot at all the targets and then do an aggregate over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I think there's a lot to be said. Just my personal opinion that that hit to advance thing. What the fuck makes you think you're going to hit the 1,700 meter target when you can't hit the 1,400? You know what I mean? That's
What's
just
going to
my
say that you're not going to be able to, though? Because if
that's
you look
true,
at it,
at least
we're all
mathematically
capable.
the percentages go down. For sure we are, Steve. Yeah.
Like just looking at it from a building aspect, because how many guys truly have ranges that go past, let's say, a mile? It's pretty easy to find some place to shoot a mile, but as soon as you start getting past that 2,000 mark, well, now you're talking some serious land, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah,
and
Lewis Trapp. I can't remember what contestant number it was, but placed third at King of 2 Miles in Canada 2025. He says, it's a very interesting experience for me being my first time there. How very humble of you, Lewis. You did well, you jerk. He's the guy that I was talking about earlier that landed that shot just in front of the 2 mile plate. Like he, in the final, did very well, got through and advanced to the last plate at 2 miles. And ran out of elevation and held a whole lot.
He was also shooting the 300 Norma, if I remember correctly.
Crap, he did tell me. Yeah, I think he was too.
He'll put it up.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry.
He'll put it up when he hears it.
Yeah. Scotty Chitchell's saying 18 hours driving, 3 hotel nights, 200 in ammo, 250 entry fee to take a try at 13 rounds. That's high stakes. Well, you know what? Yes, I agree. However, you sent in the form. I'm not trying to be a dick, but you agreed to those terms. So
my partner did. I didn't sign anything.
Oh yeah, fuck, here we go.
That is true. I had to do your paperwork this year.
Well, you can cut some costs. You don't have to stay in a hotel. You can sleep outside. There are ways to cut costs.
Oh yes.
It was pretty fucking cold tonight. It was down to like 6 degrees.
Oh God. This year I never turned the furnace on in the camper. where we did
Yeah.
pretty much
Well,
every
yeah.
other year. Yeah,
I had the AC on during the day because it was fucking 28 degrees there.
I know.
But
Right? No kidding. I didn't need the heat though. I'm sleeping beside a hot little taco, so a little chili.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway.
not tonight, Kurt.
Yeah, right. Oh no, I don't want you to have wobbly legs tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we talked a fair bit on the weekend about this sort of thing that Shane just came up with. I put him on the screen for the viewers, but for the audio listeners, Shane says, I think to grow the sport, we need an intermediate ELR match, more open and less restrictive. King of 2 Mile is the elite test, to which I'll agree. Canada needs the regular stuff. So for some in this group, this has been 5 years now of competition. Jens and me personally were this was our fourth event competing. I can say stuff like, hey, you signed on the line, you submitted that entry form with payment, you agree to the terms. And yes, I'll agree with Shane that it is the elite event. But in the absence of really anything else right now, what choice do we have? And it's just like just like watching your kids play hockey. If he's struggling, if he's playing with a bunch of kids that are much better than him, either he rises to the occasion or he drops out or drops down to a lower level or something like that, where he doesn't grow as a hockey player. So I think fundamentally the same thing applies here. However, there's a hell of a jump, I think, between 1 mile and 2 miles.
It's phenomenal.
I think there's a lot of
exponential.
Well, that parabolic curve, absolutely, you betcha. And you're talking extra wind gradients between those two distances that factor in, and there's just a whole lot. So I think there's a lot of merit to something like King of 1 Mile or an ELR event with a different set of rules. We've thrown this around lots in past years about not
we just have to do
it at 2 miles. Right. Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, it's like if you build it, people will come.
Well, if you build it, people will come for sure. But
they also have to know about it.
Sure. But you ask Furlong and his crew what it takes to set that up. And they're already set up.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of damn work. Now, you take that with, take that to regular working folk, and I'm not meaning to cry or gain some sort of sympathy or anything like that, but I'm gone for more than half my life working, and I don't even get the opportunity to go out to, some range close by or whatever. I am 600 fucking miles away from anywhere, and so I'm out of the game completely. Who's going to set these things up? First of all, you try and find a chunk of land that reaches to 1 mile, plus has another mile or two beyond that that's free and clear of any settlement.
Yeah.
And then buy all the steel and the cameras and do the setup, have reliable stands, all that kind of stuff, making sure all the neighbors know what's going on, so nobody's panicking and calling authorities of whatever sort, and then setting up the course of fire, getting that all out into the public eye and ear. It's a lot. I mean, it's easy to say, well, we just got to do it. Well, that's fantastic. There's a hell of a lot that goes into it, especially when you're starting. And I don't see it happening without a co-op of some sort, a conglomerate of people that are all pitching in reliably. That is the biggest hurdle. That is why we don't see more shooting events around. Let's be honest.
You can only rely on the kindness of others for so long before someone has to put money up.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
So like I'm still working on getting that 1800 meter range going. So, but it looks like we're at least another year behind now because the owners didn't start their reclamation soon enough. So it's pushed back another year, but 2027 could see some interesting things for a King of 1 Mile or such style event.
The other thing too that you run into, as you were touching on, Kurt, is you obviously need a group of people that are willing to put forward all the money, but even just venue wise, with the venue, you have all the things you talked about, but then you have to have it close enough to where either people can camp at a campsite like we do down when we do King of 2 Mile, or close enough to a town that you can hotel, and then access to the land. If you're going to have 50 vehicles there, you got to have some way to get in and out and not destroy the person's land. So there's lots of, that's what a lot of people don't understand, is there's lots of logistics behind when people put on shooting competitions, not just King of 2 Mile. That includes PRS, NRL, F class, any type of shooting sport. So
anything structured.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people forget. They see it, but they don't see all the work that goes into it.
Right. You know, I think more and more, I think most shooters are aware, to some degree at least, the effort that needs to go in. But I mean, humans are inherently lazy, and again, I certainly can't throw stones. I am definitely inherently lazy, but
you've put in your time helping at matches, so. You know, from an expert side of things, you're a good voice for it.
I suppose reasonably so, sure. Yeah, but
I mean, you came out to the poker rally 3 or 4 years and got really drunk and helped out.
I was helping.
Yeah.
I ate all your glue too.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, there's that. Some of us put in the work, and it's usually the case. It's some put in the work, and the rest go and have fun. And to be honest, I don't think I can fault a lot of the people who just want to go have fun. Now, if they've got a lot going on in their lives and they just need that, similar to me, they just need that getaway weekend and go and finally relax. I don't blame people for doing just that.
Pay your money, relax, and have fun. Not worry and sweat. That's your R&R time for sure.
Right. But somebody or a group of somebodies have to do all the work so that person can have their fun weekend. So I'm not sure what the answer is, and this is kind of an age-old question or debate, let's say. And it's a thorn in some people's sides, not so much in others.
Well, not only that, but people work hard on putting matches on, and then when you hear all people, they just want to complain about petty little things. I'm like, have you not seen the amount of work that goes into doing this? And that's what you're worried about? Is this
stuff like that?
Detail?
Stuff like that is definitely a bit offside, all things considered. I mean, it's natural to complain about some things, I think, and some of them are actually legitimate. Some are just, some people being big fucking boobs.
And that comes back to
what?
Constructive criticism on just like everything else, right? You do something wrong, but it's constructive criticism so you can do it better in the future. But
that's
you're saying, Kurt, there's some people that just bitch to bitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people just like hearing their own voice. It's too much.
I'm convinced there are some people if they didn't have anything to complain about, they wouldn't have a fucking thing to say.
Yep.
So
We all
you're
know
not
those
gonna
people.
those people.
Yeah.
Well, go to your average gun range. You'll have 1,500 members, and 8 will show up to help clean up.
Yep.
You
It's like,
get
yeah, we're having
we all
cleanup.
keep score.
we get
And
3.
it's like the same 8 guys on the executive that do
Yeah.
all of the work.
Now you all are starting to sound like the complainers.
Whoa. I can complain.
Well,
'cause
I'm
that
usually one of the
fucking
guys
guy.
doing the work.
I know, Steve runs that Chaz range out there, does a hell of a pile of work there faithfully, has done so for years. Mike shows up out of province to help set up and stays to tear down. So it's the people like you that make things happen for everyone else.
Yeah.
Without people like you guys, this would die a lot quicker death than what it seems to be right now. So, which might be a good time to get into what we were talking about earlier. If you guys want to get into it, it doesn't matter. We're at our 90 minutes, our typical 90 minutes right now, what we usually go. Mike, I don't know how you're feeling, whether you want to continue going or not. And John and Steve, I don't know if you even discussed this tonight, but that whole sponsor thing and the different shooting disciplines actually grown recently in Canada that might be seeing a little bit of fatigue already.
Let's chat about it. I'm
Do you
good
feel
to
like
go. I got
talking
lots
about
of
that?
cigarettes here.
I
Okay.
got nowhere to go.
You got bourbon there too? I haven't seen too many.
No, I had a
See
pop
a
shop
root
root
beer
beer, so
out
I'm good.
And I'm dry
It's a
as a
tea.
bone. Dry as a popcorn fart.
See to be caught that.
Okay, so what do you want to know about the sponsorship stuff, Kurt?
Well, do we want to concentrate on sponsorship, or do we want to talk about matches in Canada versus the US? I mean, in the last couple of years, they've actually come a really long way with NRL and PRS coming in, and that's not at all to discount the efforts that individual clubs or individual people put out to hold matches like Saparil, let's say, amongst many others. I think we've seen Colton back out. We've seen the guys that developed, started the Saparil matches back out. Let somebody else take the reins. I'm wondering if we're starting to see a little bit of fatigue, and it ties with what we were just talking about the effort required, the effort and expense required to put on these matches. And listen, at least in Canada, for the large majority of the matches, nobody's buying new Escalades because they're holding some matches. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right. It's not paying a week's worth of fucking wages that they took off of work to set up and organize and then tear down from those matches. So are we seeing a little bit of fatigue? Sponsorship, it definitely plays. It's a big draw for a lot of people. And sponsors, are they really seeing? Maybe we should chunk this up.
Is the return on investment there for sponsoring events?
Well, that's the thing.
Is that what you're trying to ask? The long and short of it?
It never is. It never is. Yeah. So you add to that where a lot of the rifles or rifle components, and I'm talking actions, barrels, stocks, chassis, all that kind of stuff, come up from the States, and we've seen them now get hit by tariffs or more tariffs, things like that. They were expensive with the rate in the first fucking place, and anytime you get into something specialized like our long range shooting, fishing, hunting, bow hunting, it seems, especially, prices are just fucking wild for everything.
Yep.
Then you factor in exchange, then you factor in tariffs, where is the limit going to be? And
Go ahead.
sponsors with material things, or even certificates for 20% off to 50% off whatever product or service. Are you seeing that? I don't think there's nearly the appetite in Canada to spend gobs of money on shooting equipment and that the Americans enjoy. And a lot of them I think can afford to, because we don't get taxed through or they don't get taxed through their ass and all the rest of the
shipping alone.
Shipping is wild. Absolutely.
Everything's
wild.
already there. You don't need to pay for it.
So return on investment for sponsors. I think mostly it's like Steve, you and Shane have done it a lot. Donate an action or donate a build or a barrel or whatever the hell it is that you try and put out there. It's to me, it seems like more of a good faith thing. Participating in the community, let's say, than it is viewed as a legitimate investment.
Yeah. So like me and Shane, like, and you've known us long enough, like our main goal is to support the community to whatever level we can.
Yeah. But
at the same time, like we have to see the numbers to make it worthwhile. And
yeah,
we're a small community here. We don't have 300 million guns to go through. We got 2.2 or 2.3 million shooters here, and how many of them are involved in the sports to actually spread that out and make it better, to draw more, to push more, to promote more.
Right.
It's a really bottleneck. It's a really big bottleneck that affects us. Mm-hmm. And we're placating to the same 100 people in Western Canada that come out and shoot these matches.
Sure.
Or like King of 2 Miles, we're placating to the same 50 people every year, theoretically.
Yeah.
So
well, you know what? You think about even your support of this show, Steve. Like I said, right from the beginning, right from inception of the first iteration of this podcast, you and Shane were there for us with support, whether it's money to help buy equipment and pay our fees for the streaming platform and all that kind of stuff, to giving us deal on test guns and raffle draws and getting word out on your social media and your interactions with your clients and all that kind of stuff. What maybe I'm shooting myself in the damn foot here, but what return on investment do you see there? And it's really hard to quantify, because how many guys step into your shop or email you and say, hey, you know what, I saw you guys, or I was watching the Ballistically Speaking podcast the other night, and they mentioned the M Precision rifles, and I really want to try you guys out. Please build me a $3,000 to $12,000 rifle. I suppose you could track that somehow to some percentage of a degree, but it's a tough bloody go. The reason you're sponsoring us is because we've been friends for a long time, and you and Shane think it's a good thing to have your name on our podcast, have us talk about you, have us talk about industry and the shooting sports. It's a support. It's a good faith thing, I think, more than it is an investment.
So Kurt, to be honest with you, so with you specifically, it's because I own this much of your soul.
Yes,
that's
you do.
Why I do it. Like, fuck everything else. I don't care about that shit. It's because I got your soul, buddy.
I see. Folks, you heard it here first. Steve is caring for what's left of my soul.
Not caring for it. He just owns it.
He just owns it.
You shut your mouth, John.
Hey, I can't say anything. They own some of mine, so more or less all of it.
So the reason we support your show initially, we didn't care about the other guys that were involved with it. It was because you came to us, and we have respect for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
to
I
see
really
you
like that.
succeed, we'll give up some of our success to help try to spread that around and help.
Yeah, did you have to state it like that? That you would give up some of your success?
Yep.
Seems. Oh man.
Does lend sound better?
Blend, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe.
Let's
maybe
build
you'll
something
lend me a
together.
piece of my soul back.
Little bits.
Yeah, just for a brief period.
Yeah.
But it's so. One comment was made, like I said, in that group chat before the podcast, that even other vendors or service providers, Smiths, retail spaces like Inside Arms is one that's actually feeling it a bit too, I think. There's got to be like Vortex Canada. They're a very reliable sponsor of many shooting events around Canada. And I don't know. I gotta believe that there might be some fatigue there too.
So, like, look at what our industry has gone through in the past 5 years.
Yeah,
Like, we went from, like, my range had 2,500 members, and we were growing, at like 8 to 9% per year, and it was steady growth, and it was healthy growth.
sure.
But now, like, just the range itself, we're down 20%. So, no ARs, no ATTs, like nothing like that. So nobody's buying range memberships because they're not buying anything restricted that's new.
Yeah.
To have to use it.
Man, that is so true, isn't it? Yeah, there's the freedom of choice has been fucking stripped from us.
Yep. And not to turn it into like a political debate here, but I
Right.
think all of the, I guess, I don't know the word for it, but all the shortcomings that we're dealing with can be tracked back to the change in the laws in 2020.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's interesting how that whole thing went. Hey, yeah, you definitely saw. Well, we all received a goddamn kick in the nuts in 2020, and a bunch of stuff taken away on us. And the three gunners, were hit pretty hard. And then you saw a very marked increase in the popularity of things like PRS, right? PRS type events. And that rose quickly, really quickly. But then I don't know, maybe I'm overanalyzing, but do you guys see that kind of petering off a little bit? Because we've been hit again in the face with a goddamn shovel with C21.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, I think it hit a saturation effect because
Sure.
between the costs getting involved, the laws the way they are, and nobody knowing what the fuck are they going to pull tomorrow from us.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it makes a lot of people, no pun intended, but bloody gun shy.
and I mean, you've been to SHOT Show, just as much as I have, and you see what's there and what's available. Like, what can we take home, or what can we potentially buy from SHOT Show? 0.5% of what's there.
Yeah, you know what? I leave SHOT Show every year, I think, more flaccid than I've ever been.
Yep. Like, John, this was John's first year, and fuck, like, he couldn't shut his eyes for the first 2 days because he was just in awe at what's there.
Yeah.
And then the rationalization set in that it's like, none of this I can take home, or none of this I can fucking buy at home to actually use.
Yeah.
Or if
I
you
can
can't
buy a
have it,
Henry
it's so
Lieber.
prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredibly demoralizing. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
That's for sure.
One, and to add to what you were saying about the PRS spike and then kind of it's dwindled out, I think that was also partially to do with the tariffs this year. The cost went through the roof exponentially. So guys weren't shooting because they were trying to hold out until the tariffs came off so that they could buy ammo again, and they weren't wanting to shoot everything.
The importers weren't importing it.
Well, that's the other thing. Look at A-tips. There are 390 grain A-tips. You couldn't find any.
Mhm.
They come back because I got another 10 boxes ordered, but still.
Right.
Well, it's not even that you can tune a load to your rifle. It's this is what I could come up with what I scrounged around trying to find components.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Guys, let me take a moment here, just to let the viewers right now know that I am looking at the chat, and thanks for everything that you're saying. Trying to keep up with the conversation and read. I often miss a lot of the conversation while I'm reading. I am paying attention. Uke, you're always a steady, and I'm grateful. He says, can you guys even do 3-gun up there nowadays? And the answer is no. It is.
We've got 1.5 gun now. And that's if you borrow shit from other people that have it.
That's right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
our 3-gun at Chaz is primarily a 22 league now. Now, how fucking pathetic is that?
Yeah, it's
They went from drawing 60 people per match once a month and having wait lists to, if they get 15 to 20 people shooting 22s now, they're doing good. Like, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Not their effort, but the conditions.
We're very ballistically neutered. That's going to be our next iteration of the podcast. In Canada, we are ballistically neutered.
And all we're going to be talking about is
another name
shotguns.
change.
Yeah. And Canadian Firearms Network. I see a lot of what you're saying here. I'm interested, and instead of getting on it, well, here I'll put up his last comment. He says, I've promoted TACOM for 5 years and done the Toronto Sportsman Show for 12 years. Again, all for free. We're a gun activist and media site. I'll post anything pro-gun with no limits. I post whatever interests gun enthusiasts. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. I'm gonna reach out. Not tonight. This old guy's got to go to bed. 4 o'clock comes early. But I'll get a hold of you over the next couple of days. I'll track you down somehow. And you've got some ideas that came across in the chat that I'm interested in for sure. Thanks for posting that up. All right, guys.
I think we need to get some more of the casual shooters into the more competitive side of things, because I don't think they realize what the benefits are to that.
I think that's a hard sell now at this point.
It's a super hard sell, but I think that's where we have to go, as unfortunate as it is. Like,
yeah,
you go to the average hunter. I'm not picking on hunters, but a lot of them make claims that are probably not true and aren't willing to come out and try it. And I think that's an issue we have.
And I think a lot of it comes down to the cost of our sport here too, right?
Well, even with rimfire too, like you can't buy enough match ammo sometimes. Like once the shipment's in, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting it for 4 cents a round anymore. No.
Well, I gave up on the cost. It's do I have enough to finish a season off?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a sad state for sure.
Yeah. And then to add to that, like you take, for example, like that Voodoo barreled action that I won last year with the CRPS here in Canada. That goddamn thing at the time retailed in Canada. Keep in mind, this is a barreled action. Voodoo 360 barreled action.
$4,000?
3,100 Canadian dollars. A year ago, I just looked, I don't know, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm sure I saw 37 or 3,600. I'm not sure.
But like that in itself, like for a 22 is cost prohibitive because, what are you feeding it to match the quality of it now?
Right.
You're not running, you're not running fucking Federal Auto Match through that.
I'm running Norma TAC 22. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
See?
make that cocksucker work.
Nitromethane and a race car, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I got a race car with Michelin's on it.
Because
Are
I
they
think
really
the
even
gear race
Michelin's?
is part of the fun, but at the same time, if you're new and you show up and everyone's got all the Ferrari gear and you're rolling up in a Honda Civic, like this is not the game for me because I have no chance. Even with all the other classes open.
That
You
also
still-
factors, but like
People
we said
still-
earlier, we've all been beat in King of 2 Miles several times by a goddamn savage. So, you know what? Personally, I would rather see that Civic run circles around a fucking fancier car all day.
But that's the driver, not the car.
And this is what I'm getting at. Yeah, but it is very much, especially for newer shooters, very intimidating. And, a lot of people feel out of place when they show up and guys have all this fancy gear. And man, these guys, a lot of these guys that show up, they just want to play.
Yeah.
Like they just want to participate.
So this is the mentoring thing that me and Shane have strived for, though, too, is
Yes.
having that ability to bring that nobody into it, get them hooked, and help them build something so that they are competitive, or at least beating themselves every year, kind of thing, right?
In my opinion, Steve, just let me interject here. In my opinion, the only thing you're missing in your whole mentorship program is the guide to divorce, because this is inevitably what happens.
Yeah. I am an enabler. I can help you build something, but your home life is your fucking
But
problem.
not your relationship.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks.
Not a financially stable future.
No.
Okay, so if
But-
someone new wanted to go do King of 2 Miles next year, like they don't, what should they start with? Where should they go?
The 338 Lapua is the minimum. Like, honest to God, a Lapua would be the minimum, in my opinion, to be competitive. And even at that, you're still, you're like the redheaded stepchild.
At least to get your foot in the door, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll be the cheapest to shoot and effectively the most realistic to place on a target.
What about
300
mounts?
Norm would be the same thing.
Yep. So Jonathan Bergen pipes up in the chat. He says, one of my drawbacks from competing is total cost on top of time, and also not having all the right good equipment. He's got them in quotes, all the right good equipment, according to whose standards. I guess that's for the individual to figure out. In order to feel that I can get the best bang for my buck. Yeah, there's no free lunch anywhere as far as I'm concerned. If you participate, compete within your comfortable budget, you're likely leaving some things on the table, I suppose.
Yep.
Even if you are a pretty damn good shooter, there are some things that will be determined by quality of equipment, I guess.
So this comes down to the
both.
shooter though too. Like,
Sure it
as
does.
a shooter, what are your metrics? Like, are you out there to compete and better yourself, or do you want to win? Because there's no combination of the two.
That's right. You know what? I think a lot of people suffer from the same thing I do a lot of the times. Like I'm that guy that I don't want to get fit. I just want to be fit. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't give a fuck about the journey. I just want the result.
You
And
want
I
the
think
result.
That's what a lot of shooters, I think, are afflicted with. They just want to get there.
But that's human nature. That's the laziness aspect
It
behind
is.
human nature, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm not going to do very good. I'm like, it's your first match. You're not supposed to do very good. I mean, there are exceptions out there, but you're not
Well,
going to
and-
walk up to the Olympics and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm here to get gold." That's
But-
not a realistic expectation.
So King of 2
Yeah.
Miles is the exact opposite. Because how many guys have we seen showing up their very first year and they fucking walk away with it?
Well, here.
Yeah, but not people. A lot of people don't know that.
No.
So, pretty good example here is Lewis again. I really didn't know what to expect going into the match last weekend. And what I really enjoyed was how inviting and ready to help you guys were. It's a very important point, and it's a little bit outside our current conversation, I guess, about costs and excuse me, all that kind of stuff. But a very important point nonetheless about people helping, and this is what a lot of people don't are nervous about, what they don't know. Who am I going to encounter at these places? I'm sure a lot of people have seen that slow pitch guy that felt he should still be in the majors or some goddamn thing, and was taking the game way too seriously. Well, you can write that guy off for any sort of mentorship or advice or anything like that. But the point is, and we've talked about this lots, come on out and shoot. Nobody gives a shit that you end up down at the bottom or somewhere in the bottom half. It just doesn't matter to really anybody. Come out and shoot and see what everybody else has. Talk to people, look at different equipment, look through glass, all that sort of thing. You got to start somewhere. The old adage,
everybody at this shoot,
1,000 miles. Yeah.
Anybody at this shoot would let anybody look through their rifle. If it was under different circumstances, they'd let them shoot it. And then we're all gun guys, so we'll fucking talk for 2 hours about nothing. But we'll talk about guns and we'll give you our best opinion on it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
we'll try and keep some of the bullshit out of it.
But there's a whole bunch of Facebook pages that are tied to ELR stuff, like from our aspect of it. And like I say, there's 100 guys that'll offer you their gun to try for an afternoon and see what it does and see, the pros and the cons of it.
For sure. Lewis also says in the chat here, fear of the unknown keeps a lot of people from achieving greatness. 100%. But they don't know that.
So here's a positive thing. So I was invited to shoot in Sicily last year, and I didn't end up making it last year or this year, but they televise it. So they show the shooters, they talk to the shooters, like there's interviews. Like there's a whole procedure behind it that we don't have here. And I think that in itself, because they went from getting like 25 to 30 guys to 254 with a waiting list.
Yeah, and they booked it up in like 3 days.
Yeah, but that's some big money backing there too. And we can talk about Yabbits all goddamn day. Yabbits keep us from leaving mom's basement all the time. But I know
we are working on the live streaming thing, and there's a lot of work involved.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Like,
but
even just the Apex match, the amount of work that was just to get that live stream kicked off.
Yeah.
I almost pulled all my hair out that weekend.
First step, right?
But I think we got almost, between all the platforms, almost 4,000 or 5,000 views of that weekend.
So it's there. It can get out. It just has to hit enough people to promote it and to push it and show interest.
Yeah. You know what? I want to put up Canadian Firearms Network's comment here again. It brings up a very good point. And this is a bit of a bone of contention for me as well. He says, one thing I noticed was the high cost of floor space at the Toronto Sportsman Show or TACCOM at the International Center was very high, based on about a 10-foot square. I think the survival of the gun community depends on a change of tactics and approach. And you know what? I see a lot of exploitation might be a strong word, but I feel it's very close to that. There's so much growing in Canadian shooting sports right now, and it's not just us, the participants and the organizers, seeing that. It is It is people capitalizing on that, honestly, whether it's
Yep.
vendors, and we have to be kind to our vendors, but I think there, we've all talked about price gouging. It's just like gasoline. There is a goddamn hurricane on the East Coast in the States, so naturally, I don't know.
The gas that's made in
we see-
Regina is now our problem.
Yeah.
That's right. We see some of that kind of thing. These events that we rely on, like TACOM and the Toronto Sportsman show, things like that. They see
That's
this
also-
popularity increasing, and they jack fucking prices. And I dare you to tell me I'm wrong.
So
this
here's the
compounds things.
I
here's
will,
the
because
answer to
I've been
that.
to that show.
So
Yeah, I'm with you.
so
Steve.
because I go to not a lot of gun shows, but I've been in the gun show circuit since like 2009. So
Yeah.
what we have as a problem in this country is we don't have gun shows legitimately. We have a sportsman show, and
Right.
it's overrated. They throw it all. Well, you're going to be seen by 20,000 people. Yeah, okay, that's great, but it's a very small demographic, and people go there looking for specific things.
Right.
But the small gun shows aren't gun shows. They're fucking flea markets.
They
And
are.
they're so saturated with garbage and shit that there's no real value to a gun show in this country. You go to we were at the Ben Avery range this year, and they have what's considered a flea market gun show there.
Right.
Whatever you wanted to buy, it was there. It was reasonably priced. There was supply. There was no SKS for $900 fucking in the corner. And it was like these people are trying to help build the community through what historically we've done is attend gun shows.
Yeah.
We went to TACOM the first year, me and John, and they touted it as a vendor show. It was the furthest fucking thing from a vendor show. We're trying to talk to dealers and vendors there with the public walking around. So how do you legitimately talk price or do anything like that when the
Right.
public's there? There's so many things we shoot ourselves in the foot in this country, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse, if anything.
But I think in Canada, it's a social dilemma, to be honest. The first thing that comes to mind, honestly, is kind of what sort of came to light during this last goddamn election, that, we're not Americans. And you know what? That the elbows
That's
up,
super
motherfuckers.
racist. That's so racist.
It's not
It
racist.
is.
Dumb shit.
Yeah, it is.
Quit that bullshit, millennial.
That's legitimate racism, though.
Fuck off.
Well, xenophobia, whatever.
Anyway,
You got to use their language because they won't understand it any other way.
whatever it is, I don't give
They
a
fear
We're
it the most.
Ameriphobic.
What's that?
We're Ameriphobic.
Oh, please don't start some stupid shit that
You heard it here first.
moron will clinch to. Oh my god! But no, honestly, it's fear of social judgment, I think, is what we're deeply affected by here. Oh, you went to a gun show? Oh my god, are you all right? Are things all right in your life? Is things good at home? What's your relationship like? Do you hate your kids? Do you kill rabbits?
Yes,
a
and
bunch
no.
of fucking idiots.
They
Yeah.
taste great in soup.
Yeah, no.
But you know what I'm getting at, though. It's
Well, it's because we don't have an identity, Kurt.
yes, you're right.
What are we? Are we Americans? Are we European? What do you look at the basic Canadian and say that they are? Americans are patriotic. Are Canadians patriotic?
We were
select
till about
few of us.
1967.
Yeah. There's
Years ago when I used to travel through the States playing ball, I took a girlfriend down to a tournament one time, and she, I can't remember what city we were in, but oh my God, everybody's got American flags on their porches. What a bunch of arrogant pricks. And I turned to her and this was about the last of the relationship. I said, yeah, because they're proud of their fucking country. Maybe you could learn something about it.
Yeah.
You know, to not be proud of your country, what the fuck?
And
But
that's
that's
where we are
always
now.
been our problem. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
For generations now.
We don't want to identify with anything, for, like you say, for fear of ridicule from our fucking neighbors. But
Yeah.
at some point, we got to
goddamn
say
spine.
fuck our neighbors, and we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. Our
'Cause
immediate
our
neighbors, not
society
our
and
neighbors
culture
to
is
the south.
losing. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I think with the gun show
jack my
thing,
blood
though,
pressure.
that's part of the organizers have a responsibility to expand. Like I have worked with some gun shows and we've expanded to things that normally you wouldn't see. Like we had an airsoft vendor show up at one of our shows and they left on Saturday because they sold out of everything because it was new and different.
Yeah, but you're talking a small venue in a more or less small town, where like things like that happen in Toronto, TACOM, and the Sportsman event, and whatever else. These are not people that are interested in what you're putting on in their venue. They don't give a fuck what it is. It's
Also,
how much
TACOM
can I
was in-
extract from these people.
It's not even that. That's a premium location too. Like Toronto, you're right next to the airport. It's easier for people to get in.
It doesn't change the motivation though, Mike.
But any other show, that's the price of the square footage. Like that's just what they charge it at. They don't charge us
That's
more
right.
just because it's a gun show.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. Yep. They don't give a fuck why you're there.
'Cause-
What your altruistic motivations are. They don't care.
Like we have the hall. If you want to bring your crap in, cool. This is the price.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can bring your.
Because we
model
did
shit,
look at
all your
starting
shit,
something out
and
west, similar to
Yeah.
TACOM, and
Yeah.
you need stuff to show if people are going to show up.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so you have to have a good enough presentation so that the higher quality vendors will show up to actually draw people.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, like the old guy with the SKS and blah 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 whatever. He's not drawing people. Like he's going there for the socializing, and that's it.
That's true. That's true. But
So-
you know, you look at the bigger stuff like TACOM. Okay, that's I guess the closest thing we can get to Canada's version of SHOT Show, and it has really fallen off the map in recent years. So the big premier events like that, if they cannot maintain industry interest, and the general consumer interest, what hope is there for anything else, really?
No, there is none. Like I say, everybody's too divided, and the price point it's going to choke everything out, and we're seeing it. I mean, SHOT Show is getting bigger because they're adding vendors every year, right? But
I know, yeah.
why can't we see the same thing? Because there's no manufacturing. We're not allowed to manufacture, or the fucking CFO hinders you and says your letters aren't good enough or whatever. Like it's just it's a pile of shit.
I truly
I think we need
believe,
to adopt some European style gun laws, and before we get pushback on this, TFB TV put out a video of the gun laws in Poland right now.
Yeah,
our laws suck worse than Poland.
Yep,
they can own basically everything.
Well, see, it's a bit of a different scenario. There's a goddamn bear at their fucking doorstep too.
Well,
we don't have
that. Yeah, we do. He's just that way.
Yeah,
that way. Well,
yeah. we have them in Parliament. Those are the bears we have to fight.
That's right, Steve. 100%.
So, but
you know what? I honestly believe that what I've been saying for many years now is manifesting, at least in some ways. I've said for a very long time that our corrupt, fucking inept government doesn't necessarily have to take our guns from us.
No,
look at what we're facing now. What we've been talking about for how long, that they just have to make ammunition unattainable by the larger public. If you can have the nicest goddamn truck out there, if you can't feed it, it's fucking worthless.
It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything.
And I believe we're starting to see manifestation of exactly that.
Well, what, CIL stopped making ammo in what, the 70s?
Yeah.
We don't have
Yeah.
the manufacturing here.
Nope.
Finland, I hear,
Well-
can put out some pretty nice stuff.
And the reason we don't have the manufacturing is because it fucking every time somebody tries to open something, they're either restricted on a federal or a provincial or a municipal level, and then the tax structure fucking chokes it out. Like,
Well, not only that, but our closest neighbor's like, oh, I can make a crap ton of money just over there. I'm going to go do that. And they do.
yeah. I don't know what the answer is,
All
but
right. That's
whatever
the
answer
thing.
is, we
Nobody
are doing it
does.
right now.
Some of the
Yeah.
youth. Some of the youth is our future. I don't know who, but some of them.
Yeah. Well, let's find them in a hurry.
Uke says chipping away little parts over long periods of time. The average person will not notice or care about the massive erosion of their rights. The boiled frog syndrome. And yes, we are 3 or 4 generations deep into that hot pot.
Well,
That's a
if
whole
we're-
other. That's a whole other rabbit hole we could go down.
Kurt, we're 100 years from it because registration on pistols started in 1934, so we're 90 years from that. So we're just
So-
about a century into it.
Okay. Yep.
Not to shit on your day, but
Well,
You
know,
remember when
the
that happened,
general
don't you?
premise I was trying to express.
Yeah, it was
What's
knee high
that?
to a grasshopper.
sorry, Kurt, what was that?
So is that for me or him or both?
Yes.
Even going further back
Yes.
than that, I
Across
think
the
it was.
board.
Was it like the 1850s? People started needing licenses for pistols because people in Toronto kept dueling. I think that's a centuries-old problem that really hasn't gone away. They just changed the rules of engagement.
They took that noble practice away from us then. I think that needs
I
to
think
come
the
back.
first
You're
like
still
piece
dueling
of
in
paper
Toronto.
from a. Oh yeah, that's what I said. It's just the
just
game has
different
changed,
rules.
but not the concept.
I'm all for one for bringing it back.
Yes.
You would settle a lot of arguments a lot faster.
Yeah,
Make natural
100%.
selection great again.
yeah.
All right, you guys. I don't know if you've had enough. I should.
I've had
get
enough.
these old bones to bed. Yeah, that's. You know what? I'm sorry about taking it to kind of a depressing
No.
direction. I already
It's a
got
conversation.
shit from Shane about being too political lately on the podcast. We should probably try and fix that, I suppose.
No, but this is stuff that needs to be talked about, and
I
the
think
more
so.
views and the more opinions we get on it, the better informed we'll be.
It
And you,
it would just be nice, and I'm this kind of guy. You like, especially in what I do for a living, that I don't give a fuck. You can have all the meetings you want, you can talk all you want, and talk about all the problems and everything. But god damn it, it would sure be nice if we could actually come up with some solutions, some viable solutions that we could chase after. And I just don't know how many there are anymore.
I don't think it's that. I don't think people are willing to chase the solution.
Is it then
Here's
really a
here's the
solution?
solution. That'll never work. I'm like, well, no one's gonna
I know.
start. Someone's got to trudge the path.
that's because there's too many fronts to fight this on.
Yeah, no, that's true. But again, I don't know. First step. I don't claim to know what the goddamn
The first step is
Solution
we're
is.
sitting here and we're talking it, and for whoever's listening or watching, maybe we said something that they didn't know, so now there's more
Mhm.
education out there.
excuse me.
That's
I
what we
guess
tried.
you know it's. I think it's a bit of a win of sorts for sure. I'm not arguing that point at all. It's just very frustrating, and I think we all share that.
Yep.
It seems like we gain a little bit of traction here, and then somebody pokes a hole in our gas tank over there.
Yep. So. It'll change.
Anyway. Yeah. So. All right. Well, everybody that's tuned in and will tune in on the audio platforms and download us and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate you. Good discussion tonight about a broad range of things, I think.
No, it's always a pleasure coming on and talking to you guys.
Thanks, pal.
Absolutely.
I love having you. I think we should do it. Do it more. Yeah, it's tough though. You know, like you guys are busy, we're busy. It doesn't always mesh, but we should definitely make more of an effort.
You put the offer on, I'll make the time.
Sounds good, pal.
All right.
All right. So check out the show at facebook.com/BS podcast. Leave us a review. Say hi. Again, no dick pics, please. I'm not speaking for Mike, but I don't think Chris or I want to see it. Maybe Derek. Again, I'm not speaking for him. Anyway, let us know how we're doing. Send us an email at info@bspodcast.ca. Again, remember we've got the 338, the full custom 338 Lapua draw going on right now. info@bspodcast.ca. Leave a like, leave a comment, whatever you choose. And also, massive shout out to all of our sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't have a show to do in the first place. Shane and Steve with EM Precision Rifles, Miles Carey and Cappy with call sign 66, Duncan and Rob at Bolt Action Coffee, Phil Odell at Odell Engineering, Doug and Niza with Mark Scopes Canada, Vanya and Carly with Apex Optics, Oscar with Ribstone Gunsmithing, J.R. Cox with Sterling Arms International, and I hope soon Gun Culture. Whatever happened with that, Mike? I don't know if JR is still on here. He was on earlier. Did he get the Gun Culture space up and running and open to the public yet?
I have not heard any information on that.
We should jack him up a little bit about that and see what's going on. Anyway, thank you all. An immeasurable amount. We really appreciate it. We love having the opportunity to come on and talk about all this stuff, whether it's really positive or really depressing, as I think we've seen that full range tonight. Thanks, John and Steve, for coming. Hang on. Mike, you got the buttons or no?
I don't do the buttons. I don't do buttons.
You don't do the buttons. I forgot about that.
I just write them and read them.
I'm going to do the buttons right after I'm done thanking these gentlemen. Really, really nice to have you on. Really good to see you last weekend. I love that event, and I love you guys. I love being with you guys. We need to do it more. I just don't know how. Mike, I love you too, pal. All right, folks, everyone in the audience, I love you in a very, very manly way. Thanks for coming. We will see you again next week.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, Mike.
No problem.
Come on, button's not working.
Push.
Button.
Because I have a shotgun and rifle that I use and 22 gauge that I use for ptarmigan, moose, and black bear.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You're listening to your weekly dose of BS. Ballistically Speaking. The Ballistically Speaking Podcast.